Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is me ranking 15 of the best-selling men's colognes of 2023. It's a roundup video. I will be ranking them from the worst to the best, in my opinion, of those best-selling colognes. I took the list of Nordstrom's website. Number 15 on this list, the one that landed at the bottom, and I actually was so surprised that this fragrance was on this list of best-selling. I can't quite believe it. Is On a Date from Maison Margiela replica line. This scent, in my opinion, is one of those that is just not very impressive. I have tested it, sampled it, but it's not something that stuck out to me. Didn't really make my heart sink. It's forgettable. That's why I've put it so low on this list, because it's just, I don't think it's very special. It's a nice smelling cologne. All of these are nice smelling colognes. Yeah, so this one, let me know. Have you bought it? Do you like it? Why do you like it if you've bought it? But that one is definitely something that I haven't spoken about this fragrance on this channel for a reason. Okay, next one up that is a bit better is Acqua di Gio from Armani, the Eau de Toilette, the original. Yeah, I expected this one to be on the list because it's such a manly classic cologne. It's been popular forever and it's on this list so low, not because it's a fragrance that I don't like, but there's so many other really great ones. So this one I would say is leaps from On a Date from Maison Margiela, but it's still there just because there's so many other great ones. This one, to me, the reason why it's so low down the line, I still love this scent. I think it's super manly. It's this nice aquatic fresh fragrance, but it just smells a bit dated to me, to my nose, just because my dad wore it, like Maciej's brother wore it. So many people around me when I was little wore it or dupes of it, that it kind of feels like it's something of the past. That is why this fragrance is so low down the line, and I would actually put something like Acqua di Gio Profumo or Profondo much more up the list. I think those two are a bit better for you to buy right now, but I do get why it's still a bestseller. Next one, a little bit up, we're going up. This is a new release, and I do seem to see this fragrance a lot, like even on my feed, like advertisements for it all the time, so maybe that's why it's so popular. But this is the new YSL Myself, and this is a unisex scent. They're advertising it as unisex, but it's definitely very masculine, very, very masculine, but kind of brush. This is how I would describe this fragrance. Kind of like some other fragrances that I am not a big fan of, like Callan from Parfum de Marly or Effing Fabulous from Tom Ford. This fragrance is brush to me. It's just too much. It's like they have thrown every single note possible at this fragrance, and to my nose it's a bit overpowering, and it does smell just not the best, just a bit cheap on the ingredients, perhaps because they've thrown so much ambroxan on it. But it's just one of those fragrances that lacks the finesse of other YSL fragrances or other designer fragrances. Yeah, it's masculine and it's an okay fragrance. I mean, you won't smell disgusting, but at the same time, I can't see the hype around this fragrance. So let me know what you think about this fragrance. But yeah, for me, it's nothing special, and yeah, I just can't shake this feeling that I just don't like it. So that's why it's so down the line. Next fragrance, it's Wood Sage. What is it called? Wood Sage and Sea Salt from John Malone. This is also kind of a surprise to me that it's one of the best sellers, but I do like this one. Although it's not very long lasting, that is why I think it's just not something that I talk about a lot, just because, yeah, John Malone fragrances, most of the fragrances don't last. That's why I don't talk about them a lot. But this fragrance is very nice. It's very fresh. It's kind of this like masculine, nice, fresh fragrance. I like it a lot. I just think there's other better ones on this list. Next one is Baccarat Rouge 540 Eau de Parfum. This one is an amazing scent. I love it. I know you guys love it as well. Why it's so low on this list? Because I just find that this fragrance does smell nice on a guy, but I think it smells better on a woman, in my opinion. To me, it leans a bit more feminine than masculine, and I prefer like Instant Crush Mancera on a guy, or Cheeky Smile from Juice Box, which are very similar sort of vibe fragrances, similar notes, but they're a bit more masculine leaning, whereas Baccarat Rouge, I think for me, it's a bit more of a feminine fragrance, and I love it, and I've smelled it on guys before and I loved it, but I think there's still better ones to come. But let me know what you think about Baccarat Rouge. You guys, do you wear it as men? Do you love it, or do you prefer it on women? Because it's obviously a unisex scent. Next up, I've put Labo Santal 33. I adore this scent. It's such a woody scent. It's such a distinctive scent. You smell it and you know it's either Santal 33 or a dupe. And to me, this is a very attractive scent. There is something so super attractive, strong about it. I still love it to death. I think why I've put it so low, well, it's not quite that low, but it's a bit lower than some other. It's one of those that's very distinctive. There's so many dupes of it, and because of its hype, I kind of feel like I would prefer to recommend other ones for you, but I still love it. So it's like a love or hate, like it's, you know, give and take, I don't know. Next up, we've got another amazing scent, and I'm so glad this is a best-selling fragrance. It's Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette. Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette is such a manly cologne. It's so good. I still love it. I think it's one of the best everyday sort of fragrances for men. You just throw it on, you'll smell good, everybody finds it sexy, it's so good. Number 8 on this list, so we are quite far down now, is the new Valentino Born in Roma Intense. This scent is so good. I mean, it's one of the best releases for men, in my opinion, this year. I love the opening. It's fun, it's sparkling, it's this fun ginger, and then you've got this really deep woods that are just magnificent, and this fragrance is super addictive. It's super strong as well. It will last forever. I think this, I mean, I'm not surprised it's a bestseller because it's just a solid one, and literally anybody could just buy it, wear it straight away, and they will just love it, and everybody around them will as well. Next up is a fragrance that is another Labo scent, and it's another 13. And I don't think I've ever talked about another 13 on this channel, but I do love this scent so much. I've gone through, I think, 3 samples of testing it because I love it so much. It's one that I didn't consider to recommend even to you guys because I thought, oh, maybe men wouldn't be interested in this fragrance, but now thinking about it, it's such a good scent. It's a scent for somebody who's very creative, that likes the molecular sort of fragrances that just smell clean, but it's nothing very strong. It's one of those fragrances that smells creamy and clean and just pure. That's what I would say, like a blank piece of paper. It's an amazing scent. If you like layering fragrances, this one is perfect. It lasts a long time, and it's a non-perfume perfume, but it's one of the better ones that you can buy for this sort of scent profile. And yeah, I love this fragrance, and I think it would smell amazing on a guy as well. Number 6 for me is Prada L'Homme. This scent, it's just, for me, very chic, very put together. This is a working man in an office, to me, sort of a scent, very successful smelling. I love how this fragrance smells soapy, clean, but in like this lavender soft way, like your shirt is just so clean, you smell so good. And yeah, this scent for a professional, for somebody who works in the office, so amazing. You'll just smell absolutely sexy, but in like a professional way. Number 5 on this list of bestseller is YSL Y Eau de Parfum. If you've seen this channel before, you know I love the whole line. This YSL line is just killing it. So it definitely is more up the list than YSL myself, the new release. This smells so expensive. It's a blue cologne. It's really strong, and I know you guys love strong colognes. This is super strong, really manly. Performance is there. The scent profile is absolutely sexy and amazing, so I recommend it all the time. Next up, Aventus is still going strong. It's still one of the best-selling colognes, and I'm glad. I love the scent profile. I just wish it was projecting a bit longer. To me, this fragrance is very bossy in a good way, like somebody who's a boss, who is like a CEO sort of vibe, very confidence inducing, very manly, woody, transparent. Love this fragrance. To me, it's one of the fragrances that you have to compete with in a market of fresh men's fragrances, because it's that good, because you get crazy compliments for this sort of a DNA. If you want a cheaper alternative, I recommend Mont Blanc Explorer, which wasn't in the top 15 fragrances best-selling in this year at all, which is surprising because it was, I think, 1 year ago as well. So it's still a great alternative to Credo Ventus. Number 3, so we are getting to the top of my favorites from the best-selling, is Prada Luna Rosa Ocean Eau de Parfum. This scent is damn good. It's so good for freshie. You have to smell it, and I love that they've added this like cherry almond opening. It's fresh, very fresh fragrance, but they've got this almondy opening that reminds me of one of my favorite fragrances of all time, L'Homme Idéal Eau de Parfum from Guerlain. So if you like that fragrance but you're looking for something fresher but with that marzipan-y, almondy sort of a note, it's to die for. Number 2 on this list, it had to be, I mean, it's one of the best-selling fragrances and it's still one of my personal favorites for men. It's Bleu de Chanel, the Parfum version. And of each of these, Bleu de Chanel, for example, in the best-selling top, there was Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, and Parfum. But I've chosen my favorite reiteration of that fragrance, which is the Parfum version. And the moment I'm obsessed with that one. It's the most expensive smelling one out of all 3, and it's the most appropriate for now, this wintry season. It just is warm but still woody and manly. I mean, you all know how Bleu de Chanel smells like. It's still an amazing cologne. And number 1 on this list is Oud Wood from Tom Ford. This scent is number 1. I'm so glad it's one of the best-selling fragrances, and to me there is nothing quite like it. It's game over. To me, Tom Ford Oud Wood, it's so sexy, so manly. It projects as well, although many men say they can't smell it on themselves for a long time. It does project. Like, my husband is a witness. Like, whenever he wears this fragrance, he gets compliments left, right and center from strangers, like people writing this fragrance down. It's crazy compliment central. People who love fragrances, people who know nothing about fragrances, everybody loves it. There is something so attractive about this cologne, and I love it to death. And I know some of you say, oh, it's not so long lasting, oh, it's not so projecting. It is projecting, I promise you, because you think it's not, because I know I have also worn it on myself to test it and I can't smell it after a while, but people still gave me compliments which is crazy. It's like I test fragrances all the time, but this one, like, it just, people are obsessed with this scent. It's so good. It's such a manly scent. You have to try it out, at least sample it. I'll link all of these down below, and let me know what is the fragrance that you were surprised that is on this list, and let's chat in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.